All right, let's dive right in. Today we are heading straight into the steamy, volatile world of New Orleans to chart the collision course at the heart of Tennessee Williams' absolute classic, A Streetcar Named Desire.
So our story kicks off with these famous and, let's be honest, pretty chilling directions. You can just feel the poetry and the danger right there in the street names. This is our introduction to a woman who's about to step off a streetcar and into a world where she just does not belong.
And there she is. This is Blanche DuBois. She's dressed all in white, and the stage directions famously describe her as a moth. Delicate, drawn to beauty, but also incredibly fragile and easily crushed. She's shown up unannounced at the tiny two-room apartment of her sister Stella and Stella's husband, Stanley Kowalski.
And man, talk about a culture shock. You've got these two worlds just smashing into each other. On one hand, there's Belle Reve, the world Blanche comes from. It's this grand, lost world of plantations and southern aristocracy. And on the other, you have Elysian Fields. It's loud, it's chaotic, it's cramped, but it's also bursting with life. It's a total sensory overload for her. And right away, you start to see the cracks in her facade. She's putting on this big show of being a proper Southern Belle, but her actions tell a totally different story. She secretly throws back a whiskey, she criticizes her sister's home, and pay attention to this thing with the light bulb. She literally cannot stand the harsh light because she can't stand harsh reality. It's a huge tell.
And then, in walks Stanley Kowalski. He is the raw, primal force of this world and the complete opposite of everything Blanche represents. He's not playing any games. He sees her and he immediately knows something is up. He busts her about the whiskey just moments after she claims she barely touched it. Boom, the dynamic is set.
Okay, so things are already tense, but now the real fireworks are about to start. Blanche has to come clean about why she's really there.
She finally drops the bombshell. Belle Reve, the family home, is gone. And it's not just a simple explanation. Oh no, it's this gut-wrenching, emotional outpouring of grief and blame. She basically tells Stella, "You ran away and had a life while I stayed behind and watched everyone die and our whole world crumble." But Stanley, he's not hearing any of that tragedy. He hears lost property and his mind goes straight to one place. I've been cheated. He brings up this thing called the Napoleonic Code, basically saying what belonged to my wife belongs to me, and he just tears through Blanche's trunk, convinced she's sold the place and is hiding the money.
So the battle lines are officially drawn. You've got Team Blanche with her illusions and her delicate sensibilities versus Team Stanley and his raw, brutal reality. And the main event is about to go down during Stanley's poker night.
And believe me, this isn't just any old poker night. The atmosphere is electric, it's tense, and it's described as having these raw colors, like something out of a painting. You just know something's gonna pop off. So you have all these loud, aggressive guys at the table, and then there's Mitch. He's different. He's this sensitive guy who's taking care of his sick mom. Blanche sees him, and for a second you think, maybe this is her way out. He's gentle, he's kind, and they actually connect. But, this is Stanley's apartment, his kingdom. And he's losing at cards, he's been drinking, and then Blanche puts on this soft music. To him, it feels like an invasion, a direct challenge to his authority, and he just snaps. He chucks the radio out the window, and when Stella tries to stop him, he hits her. It is shocking, it's brutal, and suddenly, everything that was just simmering with tension has boiled over into real physical violence. And what happens next is one of the most famous moments in all of American theater. That desperate, animalistic cry from the street, "Stella!" It's this primal howl of remorse. And what's so crazy is, it works. She goes back down to him. It shows you just how powerful and, frankly, how toxic their physical connection really is. So, the morning after all that chaos, what's the vibe in the apartment? Well, it depends on who you ask.
You could not have two more different reactions. Stella is strangely calm, almost in a happy daze. She brushes off the violence, even admitting that part of her was sorta thrilled by it. But Blanche, she is absolutely horrified. She's begging Stella to see Stanley for the monster she thinks he is. And here is the absolute kicker. As Blanche is going on this tirade about how awful Stanley is, guess who walks in without them noticing? Yep, Stanley himself. And he just stands there, in the shadows, listening to every single word. Oh man, Blanche just unloads. She calls him an animal, an ape, A survivor of the Stone Age, she holds nothing back, and she has no idea he's right there, taking it all in. That little grin he gives as he listens, it is chilling. At this moment, you just know, this is a declaration of war. He's going to destroy her.
So this is no longer just a clash of personalities. For Stanley, this is personal, and now he is on a mission to dig up every bit of dirt on Blanche's past and expose her for good.
And he starts playing these cruel little mind games. He'll just casually drop names and places he's heard about from her hometown. He mentions this place, the Hotel Flamingo, and you can just see the panic in Blanche's eyes. He's letting her know loud and clear, I'm coming for your secrets, and I'm gonna find them.
And this is really the core of who Blanche is, isn't it? This quote says it all. She believes she isn't strong enough for the harshness of reality, so she has to create magic. She has to put a paper lantern over the naked light bulb. It's her only way to survive.
But even as Stanley is closing in, there's still that one little glimmer of hope. There's still Mitch. She really opens up to him, in her own guarded way. She tells him she needs kindness, and you really believe her. You think, okay, maybe this gentle, decent man can actually be her salvation. Maybe he could protect her from Stanley and from her own past.
So, that's where we leave things for now. You have Blanche reaching for this one lifeline of kindness with Mitch, while at the very same time Stanley is systematically plotting to cut that line. And it just leaves you with this massive, haunting question. In a world this brutal, can someone soft and kind ever really stand a chance?